The Kaska depend on caribou and moose as part of their traditional life. But Kaska Chief Jack Caesar says overhunting by non-Kaska hunters is putting pressure on these animals, and his people are concerned.
It's just too much to handle, and we don't know where they go on our land when they do that. I don't think it won't be long there before we'll be in a pretty desperate mode to subsist off the land.
In recent years, Ross River Dena Council has required non-Kaska hunters to obtain hunting permits from the First Nation. Concerns have also prompted Liard First Nation to post this ad in a local newspaper last week declaring a partial ban on non-Kaska hunters who are not local for this fall. But earlier this week, Minister of Environment Niels Clark released a statement noting licensed hunters do not require permission to hunt on non-settlement lands in any traditional territory. 11 of the Yukon's 14 First Nations have settled their land claims and are self-governing. They require written permission from hunters to access their lands. However, the 2 Kaska First Nations have not settled their land claims, meaning their authority over hunting rights is not legally recognized by the Yukon government.
So we are doing our best to monitor through surveys.
Catherine Pinard is a wildlife harvest negotiator for Yukon government. She says there is hunting pressure in some areas, but the Department of Environment is doing its best to monitor the situation.
There are more people living in the Yukon too, so this is another concern. So we're really trying to keep track of our harvest numbers and wildlife populations as good as we can.
She says while hunters aren't obligated to ask for permission, it's respectful to do so.
I think out of respect, and again, I think it's very beneficial for everybody to have that conversation.
Chief Caesar says hunters generally comply with what his First Nation ask, but he's still concerned.
A lot of the elders tell us that, we're in that mode there where, it's almost in the danger zone where the policing won't be reliable for us to go out and hunt and do what we necessarily do.
He feels the only real way for his First Nation to fix the problem would be to settle their land claims, which they're not willing to do at this time.
I don't think that's the answer at all.
He says Ross River Dena Council wants to meet with the Yukon government along with other Kaska First Nations to see if they can work together to find solutions.
I think they should have the Kaskas and the government sitting at one table to make all these decisions, not to ignore them and make their own.
I reached out to Minister Clark to see if he'd be interested in such a meeting. He says his department has reached out to Ross River Dena Council and they look forward to meeting with them. Sarah Connors, APTN National News, Whitehorse.